Uh, I
I can do
see.
the beep and beep.
I see what everyone was.
The door clicked shut behind them, sealing them off. Wait, you already read this shit. Let's skip to the good part. Um, Yumiko hummed, stomping in front of her. She tilted her head, eyes scanning Kira like she was a puzzle to be solved or undone. Don't ever get tired of pretending you're not affected. Kira raised a brow, unmoving. Affected by what? Yumiko smiled, slow and dangerous. By me. She reached out, brushing her fingers just under Kira's collar, tracing the fine fabric. Kira stiffened, barely, but she didn't move away. Yumiko took this as an invitation. You act like you don't care, she whispered. But you come back. After everything, you followed me. Kira's jaw tensed. You didn't give me a choice. You could have said no. Yumiko leaned closer now, her mouth brushing the edge of Kira's ear, her breath sending a shiver through her spine. But you didn't. Kira finally stepped back sharply, like she needed space or she might combust. Her eyes were sharp now, agitated. What the fuck are you laughing at?
No,
Don't
please,
twist this
please.
into exactly. Exactly. Don't twist this into something it's not. You wanted. Oh, who the fuck is? Okay, guys, pause. I know the author is out here, but you need to like say who is saying something. So hey, if a Bet cast member reads this, I know what voice to do. Come on now.
Oh, are we workshopping it now?
We're workshopping it. No, she's out there somewhere. I know she was kind of gagged when Clara read it, but we love her. But I'm also just dumb, so don't twist this into something it's not. You wanted me here to gloat, to tease. Yeah, this is Yumiko. Just like you always do. Yumiko followed, slow and smiling. Maybe, she said with a mock innocence. But I think I like it when I tease. I think you like it when I tease, my bad. Kira's narrowed her eyes. I think you like pretending I'm yours. Yumiko's smile faltered for a split second, replaced by something darker, hungrier. Pretending, she echoed. Stepping close again. Are you liking this so far, by the way? I need to test
Yes.
the room. Okay, cool.
Yes, do go on, please.
Yeah, you're liking this.
Yeah.
Stepping close again, she has a wet pad account. Fingers grazing Kira's waist now. Darling, if I was pretending, you wouldn't be here. You'd still be sitting beside that pathetic excuse for a fiance. Kira's breath caught at that.
Beyonce.
Beyonce.
Bring the beat in. Sorry.
Bucket, hey.
Who Beyonce? Who has a fiance?
Akira. Fiance.
What?
Yes.
Okay, this is what happens when you skip to chapter 17. Okay, do go on.
Yeah. Whatever, it's fine. It's not what we're here for. Kira's breath caught at that. You're jealous, she said flatly, accused, almost assumed. Is that it? Yumiko's hand slid higher up Kira's side. Jealous? No, President, she purred. I'm territorial. Her eyes gleamed with heat. There's a difference. Kira stared at her, tense, biting her tongue, fighting a battle she was clearly losing. You act like you're in control, she said tightly. And you act like you don't like it when I take it, Yumiko murmured.
後は頼
There
み
was
ま
a
す。
moment, thick with heat and defiance, whether neither of them moved. Where neither of them moved. Oh my god, Eve. Okay, just breathing, just tension. Then Yumiko reached out again and slowly traced her finger down Kira's jaw. Kira didn't stop her. Instead, she let out a breath, like she'd been holding it in too long, and said, voice low and cutting, touch me like that again, and I'll assume you want something. Yumiko laughed. Hunter. Yumiko laughed. Delighted, dangerous. Oh, but I do. And then there was a silence. Not comfortable. Not even close. It was a kind of silence before a match is struck. Kira's hands were clenched at her sides, her breathing uneven, and Yumiko's smile said she'd noticed every tremble. There were fire and fuse, and one of them was seconds away from lighting the other. Yumiko didn't wait for Kira to speak again. The moment stretched between them, hot and suffocating, and then she crossed a short space like a flame drawn to gasoline. One hand gripped Kira's waist, the other's tangled into her silky jet black hair, tugging just hard enough to tip her head back, exposing that pale, vulnerable neck.
Is she a vampire?
Pale, vulnerable neck. I'll never get over this. Okay. Still pretending? Yumiko murmured, voice rough and smoky. Kira's lips parted, but no words came out. Just the faintest breath of anticipation. She didn't fight when Yumiko kissed her. She didn't dare. The moment their mouths met, it was chaos in the most beautiful form. Lips crashed. Tongues tangled. It wasn't slow or gentle, not this time. It was desperate, urgent, and entirely consuming. Yumiko pressed her body against Kira's with dominance. I'm fucking this up. Grinding into her slightly with every deep kiss. Her fingers bleep Kira's blazer as if trying to rip it from her entirely. Kira melted into it. Galaxy! Kira melted into it, but not passively. Her hands roamed instantly, feverishly, gripping Yumiko's waist before sliding down. Greedily beeping her ass over her skirt, she squeezed, nails digging in, pulling her closer with every that escaped her throat between grasps. I can't say that. Yumiko only smirked into the kiss, her tongue coaxing and conquering, tasting every soft whimper Kira couldn't hold back, and then she shoved her. Not hard, but firmly enough to send the president stumbling back onto the bed with a gasp. Kira landed her skirt slightly raised. Panties, dimming light.
Oh,
Her long legs were curled slightly, posture both defined and undone. She looked wrecked already. Flushed lips, heavy chest, skirt askew. Yumiko stood above her, chest rising and falling fast, lips swollen from their kiss. She licked them slow, eyes devouring every inch of the sight below her, like a gambler watching a jackpot spin into alignment. Then she climbed on top, slow, predatory, straddling Kira's lap and pinning her arms briefly to the mattress. Kira gasped again, her face flushing deeper, and for once, there was no smart remark. Just the way her breath hitched when Yumiko leaned down, pressing her lips across her jaw and whispering, "So quiet now, President." Kira's fingers gripped Yumiko's waist, then slipped lower. She palmed her butt again, but more urgently this time, fingers sneaking under the hem of the skirt to roll her directly over her lace. There you go. Yumiko hissed through her teeth. What are you laughing at, Laura? It's not funny.
It's just I'm watching the number of people coming into the.
Oh, 2K, it's crazy.
I'm laughing because I started it being like, yeah, like I just wanted to say hi. Like, how's everyone? Their week?
Yeah, fuck that. Back to the story.
No intention. All right,
Okay. Yumiko hissed through her teeth, biting her lip, eyes fluttering briefly before she leaned into the bite, gently Kira's biting. Let me run that back. I didn't do that properly. Yumiko hissed through her teeth, biting her lip, eyes fluttering briefly before she leaned in to bite gently at Kira's collarbone, just enough to leave a mark. Kira moaned softly. Back is doing something. More hickeys followed, kissed, and, not saying that word, into her neck, and down her collar. Yumiko's hands found her bazungas through her skirt.
We're getting scientific, hey?
I just used a scientific name. Through her shirt, rather, not her skirt. Kneading them firmly, like a cat. That's not in the script. Delighting in how her hips bucked slightly beneath her. The tension between them, dominance and need, was palpable, thick in the air, and laced into every breath they took. Then their lips met again, fiercer than before. Kira moaned into Yumiko's mouth as their tongues tangled. There's nothing funny about this. No, he's just paused.
No, but now
He's breaking
pausing, like, is that
character.
happening?
The room is red.
Whoa, how did you do that?
The room is
I had to change
red.
light bulbs really quickly.
You're right. For the mood.
That's crazy.
Where was I? Then their lips met
She
again.
moaned.
Oh yeah. And her grip on Yumiko's thigh tightened. They were both panting by the time Yumiko pulled away, just enough to whisper into Kira's ear. You feel that? That's mine. I don't know what that is. Kira shuddered. The world narrowed into space between them, lit by low lamplight and thick with the silence that follows a long-awaited storm. Yumiko's lips were pressed into Kira's. Softer now, but no less intent. Her touch skimmed the buttons of Kira's uniform shirt, undoing them one by one with deliberate slowness, dragging the fabric aside like it was a gift she was unwrapping. Finally. Her mouth never strayed far, grazing Kira's jaw, her neck, her collarbone, leaving behind marks like ink blots of possession. Kira lay beneath her, dazed and flushed, eyes wide and trying to focus. She didn't try to stop Yumiko, didn't want to, but her breath stuttered every time Yumiko did something unexpected. Every time her lips dipped lower, every time her hands wandered further. Still shaking? Yumiko murmured with a slight glint in her eye as she slid her hands down the curve of Kira's waist, her hands brushing bare skin just above the waistband of her skirt. Kira didn't respond. Couldn't. Her mouth was slightly parted, eyes following Yumiko's every move like she was trying to memorize a dream she wasn't sure she was allowed to have. Yumiko sat up just enough to pull her shirt over her head, tossing it to the side without ceremony. She wasn't showing off, not exactly, but there was a confidence in her movements that made Kira's throat dry. The slow drag of Yumiko's skirt slipping down her legs and the way her hair fell over her bare shoulders work. The playful gleam in her eyes as she crawled back over Kira. It was all too much. And not enough. She leaned in, her hands finally at Kira's skirt, tucking just enough for the fabric to shift over her hips. This is a long chapter. You really let him touch your hand? She whispered at Kira's neck, tongue flicking at a certain spot. It wasn't like that, Kira breathed. Doesn't matter. He thought it was. The skirt slid off entirely. Stuff was showing. Yumiko smiled, though. You're... Anwen, get out of the corner and into the light. Come on.
Okay.
Don't go down there. Be active. You're
Are we
always...
for the girl with her camera off, bro?
Laura's dragging me. I love a Gemini. Okay. You're so composed, she whispered, mouth ghosting down Kira's ribs. But now, they're trembling. Her eyes didn't stop, but neither did her... my bad. Her hands didn't stop, but neither did her eyes. That wide-eyed stare, open and intense, never left Kira's face. Every time Kira gasped, every time her back did something, or her lips parted in silence, Yumiko watched. And when the tension finally broke, when Kira shook so violently that she had to hold on for dear life, Yumiko leaned in, mouth against her ear, and whispered with a laugh. That was almost fond. That was... yeah, okay. Still trembling, Kira? Just like last time? Kira lay breathless beneath Yumiko, her chest rising and falling rapidly. Lips parted in the aftermath. A lot of lips are parting. Me when I part my lips. Of everything Yumiko has just done to her. Her dark long hair was splayed over the pillows, and her shirtless frame glistened faintly in the low dorm light, which is not good lighting. Flush staining her cheeks, her throat, and the top of her chest. The air between them pulsed with residual heat, sticky with want, and nothing else neither of them wanted to wanted to name it yet. Beautiful, so much so I fucked it up. Yumiko, ever observant, leaned forward and brushed a stray strand of hair from Kira's temple, her fingers slow, almost reverent. "You're still shaking," she whispered, eyes dancing as they trailed over Kira's exposed skin. "How sweet." Kira exhaled a shallow breath, her fingers curling into the sheets. "You talk too much." "Oh, no, my bad. Yeah, whatever. Let me trace it back." Kira exhaled a shallow breath, her fingers curling to the sheets. "You talk too much," she muttered. But there was no heat behind the words. Only a low, frayed edge of affection, trying not to show itself too plainly. Yumiko only giggled softly.